Yo, what it do? This is your brother Jay International tapping back in once again. Want to remind everybody to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Want to thank everybody that has contributed in the comment section, contributed with the likes, and just want to appreciate everybody and the new subscribers as well. I want to stick on the subject matter about how we are finished as a group. And it was a very interesting article that I have before you right here in the Wall Street Journal. And, it's just showing through the numbers that we as a group, the Black Americans, the Foundational Black Americans, the ADOS, we as a group are finished. And as they say, it's a saying, as the old saying goes, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. And the numbers right here show what is the case in this article. And I was reminded this morning, as I woke up this morning and, had my coffee and got an automated call. And I was reminded of an investment that I didn't receive a return on. And that was an investment in the American dream. The American dream that we were told by our elders, the baby boomers, as we're still told by them. Go to school, get an education, get a degree so you can get a good job. And they didn't give us no direction what we should go to study in that area, in that getting that degree. They didn't give us no direction. They just said, go to school, get a degree so you can get a good job. And what happened is a lot of us we followed that, but we just went and got degrees that turned out to be worthless or wasn't what the market in the economy was determining it was looking for. And so oftentimes a lot of us ended up in jobs where we were overqualified. We ended up underemployed and with debt to go with it. So that call was a reminder that I received this morning that, hey, you owe us money for an investment. You still owe us some money for an investment that you took. And, we're going to need you to set up, how you're going to continue paying. Because as you know, they, paused the payments for over 2 or 3 years. I think it was 3 years. And now the calls are coming back saying, hey, it's time to pay the piper. So this article right here is talking further about what I've been talking about in these last few videos, how we are finished. Who got a lot richer and who didn't during the pandemic. 1 in 4 black households and 1 in 7 Hispanic ones had zero wealth by the end of 2021. And they always throwing the Hispanics with us. They always got to do the black and brown thing. But we know that's not the case. They are not. We can see that they're not doing as bad as they're trying to portray. But let us continue. The pandemic made Americans richer across every racial group, ethnic, and income group, though not equally. Home values shot up, and with fewer opportunities to spend money during lockdowns, many people paid down debt and boosted saving. Between 2019 and 2021, the median household net worth increased 30% to $166,900, according to a report out Monday from Pew Research Center. The wealth of white and Asian households increased the most in total dollars during those years. As I've been saying, many black and Hispanic, gotta throw them in, right? The boost wasn't enough to lift them fully out of debt. 1 in 4 black households had zero wealth at the end of 2021, though they did manage to make a dent in their debt. And we know what that was. The stimulus payments, and they're going to talk about it more as we continue through this article. The families are likely under greater strain now that many of the factors that boosted wealth during the pandemic have been reversed. Yes, they stopped giving us our stimulus check. Here is a chart showing the change in net worth from 2019 to 2021, lowest income Americans. You can see right here, where are we at? We are in the negative in the change of net worth. We are in the negative. The Hispanics are barely touching that. And look at that. That's not 2019. This is 2021 and they're not even there no more. We still there. And I would say we still there in 2023. And I think this part right here has increased and probably caught up with this part right here, maybe even past it. But look at that. Why is that? Because LA is a perfect example. They are dominating. They are controlling industries. We are not. And they are only looking out for their own groups. They're not considering, giving us any type of, they're looking out for their own. As I said in the last video, look at the Asians, even more than the whites. And the last video I did, I talked about how they dominate the STEM industry, how they dominate tech. And this is why their income is right here where it's at. And when they talk about Asians, it's important that we understand it's not just the Chinese, it's all Asian groups, Chinese, the Vietnamese, the Koreans, the Thais, and even the East Indians. Higher inflation combined with the end of government stimulus checks and a resurgence of consumer spending might have chipped away at Americans' net worth, said Rakesh Kohar, a senior researcher at the Pew Research Center who co-wrote the report. After-tax income fell nearly 9% in 2022 after stimulus payments stopped. Mortgage rates are also the highest they have been in 2 decades. More recent trends suggest that the rate of increase in household wealth is probably not something that sustained itself through 2022, said Kohar. Racial wealth gaps. These are some important numbers that they're going to talk about right here. Asian households held the most wealth overall, the report found. Their net worth grew 43% to $320,900 in 2021. White households posted a 23% increase to $250,400 in the same year. Now they got to throw the Hispanics in there, but look at this. Hispanics had a net worth of $48,700, and black households had a household worth of $27,100 by the end of 2021, over a $21,000 gap. And men lie, women lie, the numbers don't. Few of us doing good is not going to account for the millions that are suffering economically. And I was a part of the census, the 2020 census. It was a decent job. I liked it. They took care of us. They gave us, they flew us, to different cities, different states. They provided us with rental cars. They provided us with, room. They provided us with money for food and other, personal items, and they gave us a wage. I was going from door to door with the iPhone, because we took it with the iPhone that they provided, and taking the census, So these numbers, they're not just pulling them out of thin air, The wealth gaps were the widest among lower income households who are less likely to own homes and have assets and retirement accounts, the report found. Low-income white households had 21 times the wealth. Low-income black households, 21 times. Crazy. Among middle and upper income families, the ratio is 3-1. And I want to see, when they talk about, when they mention here the wealth of lower income households are 21 times the wealth of lower black income households, I would like to see the numbers of what that number is with middle income and middle class black households. I guarantee you they're still higher. So you know, the least wealthy black households cut debt from a median of $10,100 to $4,000 by the end of 2021. The median net worth for lower income Hispanic households rose to zero from $1,100 in debt. The least wealthy white and Asian households entered the pandemic with net assets of $4,700 and $8,900 respectively, according to the report. At the wealthier end of the spectrum, the median net worth of those earning more than $171,600 a year was $1.1 million for Asian households and $923,300 for white households. Upper income black and Hispanic households had net worths of $285,000 for black and $350,000 for Hispanics. They're still on top of us. The report didn't include the richest 1% of households. And the richest 1% in the black community, as I've mentioned, are usually the ball players, the entertainers, and the influencers. That they don't account for even 1% of the total black population. For most American households, a home is their primary asset, with 62% living in the homes they own in 2021. The home ownership rate was highest among white households, followed by Asians, Hispanics, and last, us, blacks, foundational black Americans, American descendants of slaves, ADOS, wherever you want to call us, American Africans. Home ownership accounted for about 2/3 of the median household net worth. Asian households, meanwhile, were the most likely to have investments and retirement accounts. How Americans are trying to build wealth. And this is a funny part of it down here, and we'll get to it. People have been able to sustain the wealth they gained during the pandemic, either already had good financial habits before it started or developed those habits during it, said Nick Holman, director of financial planning at Betterment, a financial advisory firm. When the pandemic hit, Duncan Moore, a 27-year-old, and that name sounds kind of black American, you know, we're gonna call it what it is, was making $18 an hour as a restaurant manager. The restaurant closed temporarily, and Moore, who now lives in Denver, started receiving $1,700 stimulus checks every 2 weeks. Now, more than likely, this brother probably does have a degree, and with this degree, he's working in a restaurant as a manager, which he probably did not need to go to college and get this, probably get into debt and get this degree to do. So he's underemployed right here. But that's the story of a lot of us. That's why when these people in the comment section talk about, I got my degree and I got my profession, probably a baby boomer, probably an elder. Because, millennials, we in the Z's, we know the reality of the situation. You'll see us with, advanced degrees, working at Starbucks, working at restaurants, working some service job, trying to make ends meet, trying to pay off the debt, and even consider going back to get some more degrees because maybe we realized we got the wrong degrees, It was a pretty significant jump in my income, he said. He paid off thousands of dollars in credit card debt, got his laptop fixed, and started an emergency savings fund. Moore purchased 2 houses with his business partner. I don't sound kind of, yeah, okay. Which they flipped on $18 an hour, $1,700. How is that possible? Okay, but he said he had a business partner, so maybe the business partner was the larger contributor. He was able to boost his savings to $15,000, Moore said. They have since bought more homes and plan to rent them out. My life is significantly better than it was before, Moore said. And if you go into this comment section, you will see people in here, doubting with skepticism this 27-year-old who was able to flip homes on $18 an hour with only $15,000 in debt, and they don't even discuss his credit score. But yeah, there it is, man. That's the reality of the situation. We're still on the bottom economically, socially, politically. The numbers don't lie, man. The numbers don't lie. I found this article, you know, I read Wall Street Journal, so I'm always reading these financial, you know, articles, and there you go. There it is right there. You know, you were able to see it. I think we on our last stream, man. You know, and the elders been talking about it. Dr. Carl Anderson, and Powernomics, and Black Labor, White Wealth, and all. You know, the earlier speeches he been giving, saying that if we don't get it together by this year, we will be finished, and we're going to be the permanent underclass. And I think his prophetic words have come to pass. And it doesn't seem like it's going to get any better. You know, I think, like I mentioned in the other video, we have some cities, some states where we are still the predominant, and that's more, you know, in the South. We know we're more predominantly in the South. I think according to the census, we are like, you know, at 43 million. You know, that's people that, you know, reported. We could be higher than that because there's a lot of people that, you know, that don't do it because they want to be off the, you know, off the grid and stuff like that. But, you know, we gotta get it together in those areas, man. We gotta get on code, and we gotta start looking out for us, and we gotta leave something for, we gotta, you know, it's on us millennials and some Xers to leave something to this future generation, because they're coming into this when they finish high school. It's probably gonna be a wrap if we don't get it together for them. You know what I mean? They're gonna come into these industries that these other groups are not going to try to let them in. You know, they're not, you know, they're preparing them for their children. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. With that being said, like, share, and subscribe, everybody, and I will holler at y'all later. Peace.